What's going on, man versus video games family? In this episode of The Outer Worlds, we need to stop the transmissions from both MSI and Iconoclasts so the broker can deliver the location of the chemicals that Phineas needs. So, I'm not sure how long this is going to take, so without further ado, let's get to it. I believe our first stop is here. I did spend some time upgrading my weapons and armor, and I actually gave Naika some armor, because she was like pretty bare. I think we have to talk to this guy, Sanjar.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
I kind of feel that he would not clear a schedule for someone he doesn't know, but yes, he is. Oh, that's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Yeah, I need you. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna start the conversation. I need you to shut off your broadcast. I'm charting my own path. I'm gonna do this.
Oh. I suppose that means you aren't here for the Saltuna.
Nope. Could always be for both. Afraid not.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like
Saltuna
this.
didn't even sound appetizing.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Because honestly, I am not a fish person, and tuna is nasty. Okay, what exactly are you hoping to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
Jeez.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
Hey, Naoko, where's your
And
hat?
now you don't have to play by their rules. Sounds like a deal to me.
We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Okay, and you're tired of scrounging and scrapping by? Is that it?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
You make a good point.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
A lot of good that'll do. They'll just find another reason to turn tail and abandon you.
Not if we secure the proper safeguards first.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
What's the plan?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Yeah, you do have a Rapidon problem, though.
And a Mantisaur problem. And a Marauder problem.
And Mantisaur suck.
Many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can...
Ooh, that sounds like kind of a nice sounding
Starting with
gun.
Bolt 52, we won't need to advertise anymore. We can stop our transmissions altogether.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Yeah, Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is
Exactly what I was
quite the
thinking.
rush.
Sounds like a giant gun. Can I get one of these? Oh, what's the other part of your plan once you get the Bolt 52?
I'll need to gather some supplemental
Oh, was that the other
materials,
question was,
but I
where
mustn't
can I get
ahead of
one?
myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town. which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Yeah, then I guess I'll go get your Bolt 52.
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, before I know, go ahead and ask more questions. We already established that they'll finish the broadcasting once I help them. I have questions about MSI and good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself.
I'm actually kind of curious
many
about that as
times,
well.
especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Okay, so he doesn't know. I gotcha. Okay, do you mean you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true.
Ah,
For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
okay, what happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards.
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Nyoka. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve.
So if they'd have
working
pulled out,
hours
they'd
and
still be
conditions,
part of the
to
board.
reform MSI from the ground up.
Eventually. Forms are for quitters. How forward thinking you?
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
And your leadership didn't embrace these ideas, did they? Actually, using the board own tools against them? Clever. Okay, who's us and we that you keep talking about?
Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork.
Okay, who are you talking about? You're being cagey.
But I was keeping my tone flat and maintaining eye contact.
I have high
You were
perception,
supposed to
dude.
Notice I was avoiding the subject.
This is why you've never been good with presentations, sir.
Very well. Many, many years ago, Graham Bryant and I used to be collaborators of sorts.
So he helped you make the case as senior executives. I think we actually have to talk to Graham
For all
eventually
that
here.
we did. MSI's then leadership wasn't enthusiastic. They insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yeah, yet you're still here.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
But why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Okay, well, I think I am
What can I do for you?
gonna go here. Talking with him is getting quite long. Okay. We go the arm storage this way. So it's not too far, so that's good.
Help! Someone's been killed!
Not my problem. Okay, where are this arms? Oh, yeah, it's definitely not too far away.
I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Nyoka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. Not like that. Best shot, asshole.
I put like a lot of my bits into my weapons and armor. Hopefully to get the damage up and to protect myself a little bit better. That's my hopes anyway, but we'll see what happens. Oh, did I sell one of my good guns?
No.
I sold one of my revolvers. Hardy foul, dude. Okay. Take some of this Rapidone meats.
Not like that, as far as I know.
Sounds like he had himself a discerning child. Where are you going? Here we go.
Okay, well that gun doesn't seem like it's doing very much damage. This actually is made for Rapidones. Yeah. Are we good? Clear? Oh, look at the giant mushroom.
Now, where the hell was I? Oh, right. Sounds like he had himself a discerning palate.
It's a bigger mushroom.
Only
Good
things you'll
God.
find in the ruins are liable to shoot you or eat you. Or both.
Okay. So just inside here? Evicted. There's gonna be a lot of Rapidones around. I hear some more. There it is. Colossus. That's a cool name for a Rapidone. I'd love to be the Colossus. Like if I was gonna be a Rapidon, I would be like, I want to be a Colossus, dude. I don't want to be no worker Rapidon. So just inside here. No, it can't be. This way, that is. Arms building. We need a key. Or the lockpick. Do we have the key? We do not. Okay, so apparently there's a corpse over here that we need to find the key. I'm trying to figure out for the longest time where we get this key, because all it gave me the option was to pick the lock. It must be this corpse here. Yep. Leaded armor. Guess I could have just waited instead of spending my bits to buy Nyoka some armor. I could just looted that guy. Okay, we're gonna find resistance in here. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can just grab some weapons and go. Ah, there we go. The Vernum. Yeah, kind of basically a revolver back that I had sold. Not sure if it's exactly the same one, but we'll see. We'll test it out. Mine was nice though, man. Had like shock damage to it. I believe I sold that. Okay. Loot all this crap that I don't need, but I can always sell it. Oh man, I need some lock picks. Tell you this much, it's actually kind of worth like putting money
Hello? Hello?
or points into
I hear
lock
boots out
pick.
there. Wait, can rats wear boots?
Can raps wear boots? Lie, snarl like a rap. Funny. I don't think they've figured that out yet. Who are you?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a mannequin showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void-blasted mess. I
Mannequin?
ran in here, and now the door's locked. Little help?
Sure. You got locked in how?
It's easier than it sounds, all right? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
I'll use my weapons to destroy them. Well, I need to get that in the room.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched.
Oh, that's probably the guy that we looted.
I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Well, I think I found it.
Oh, much obliged.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Still landing yourself in trouble, eh, Hux?
Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with someone. Never mind.
You sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Normally when you help someone, you give them... Oh, I'm not going to ask for money. Jeez. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, I'm just good. Good luck
Thanks a
there.
lot, mister.
I mean, we did clear the way, so she should be fine. She'll be fine. There's a cartridge. Are we supposed to find the gun in here too? Flamethrower. Don't need that. Here's some more bits. So we're gonna do our optional part 2 and wipe stuff from these terminals. They're just looking at them looting. Hey, excuse me. Yeah, we can go down that way. Okay, she's just gonna stare at the wall, so got that, I guess. There's no terminals up here, is there? Nope, doesn't look like it. There's one down here. Assuming this is the only one we have to deal with. Just delete all, I suppose. Yep. Sweet. Okay. Second part of our mission is done. We return to Sanjar. One of the buildings I found a workbench was able to modify this. Pistol has not a sight on it, plus it does shock damage. This is a revolver, just like a snub-nosed revolver.
A fine day for business, isn't it? Anyway, what can I do for you?
Completed the first part of your plan. Yeah, I found your review and the
You
terminal.
were supposed to look. I asked you to delete it.
I did, but I looked first. It was already open.
Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Your left kidney?
One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects.
Oh, did it?
Apparently not.
Yeah, I could answer that. Okay, here's what do you think. You're in charge now.
In charge of a scrap heap of a city, abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
Okay, you made it work though.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
Yes, I got your Bolt 52. At least I found the cartridge anyway.
I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
Oh, so this is a data cartridge, huh? Okay. Yeah, so you made it sound like a weapon.
But that's exactly what this is. The world isn't changed with guns and speeches, much as Graham and his followers would like to think, but rather with meticulous documentation. And the Bill of Liquidation/Transfer Form 52 is one of the most formidable pieces of data entry in all of Halcyon. One false stroke can invalidate the entire document.
It's true. One of the old execs gave herself a stroke trying to fill out the exemption section.
Man, you guys are whack. You ever thought it was a nice weapon?
For our part, a Bill of Liquidation/Transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
It'd be a literal bomb. Yes, finally the board will get their comeuppance.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea? It's
Come
definitely
on,
a
man.
firm middle finger.
He's giving me a hope sip. Fine, I can get behind that. I can get behind a firm middle finger.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really? Most of the time they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
Okay, what does that mean for me?
If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Okay, well, I know how to make people talk.
Oh,
I have high
imagine
persuasion.
you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments. So it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
You think you just instantly look at me and think I'm gonna kill him? Okay, watch her with the you people.
Of course. I didn't mean to make assumptions. Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Okay, I think I know where this facility might be.
I knew you were the right person for the job. I suppose I'll leave you to it.
I do have high persuasion, so I can make this work. Okay, so now we have to go talk to Catherine. Okay, it looks like we're maybe going to Fallbrook. Whole nother city. Did not even realize this. The way she made Fallbrook sounded like there's nightmares we had to deal with, so that's why I never went this way.
Sublight territory.
I'm assuming that's what we'll probably have to deal with.
Fallbrook's great.
Something
Anything you want, they've
for
got
this
it.
lady.
So long as you've got the bits.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay? Boss lady told me to take the night off.
No, I'm beat.
That guy sounds like the graveyard digger in the other planet we were on.
Uh-huh. You blind fella? Or can you not see I'm busy?
Oh, she's
Why
peachy.
is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise.
Okay, nice to meet you. I could charm her. By nugget of paradise, you mean a piece of manty dung? Then sure.
You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening.
Well, then I'll half talk. Sanjar said you know something about the corporation operating in secret on Monarch?
Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely.
Pay me in information?
And I'll thank you kindly for it.
Yeah, you need a hand for hire?
If it's one that don't mind getting dirty, then I sure do. But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy?
You can trust me fully. I can intimidate her.
Against my better judgment, I do believe you. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that.
Yeah, I have the feeling this involves murder mayhem.
Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid son of a bitch who's gonna get it for me.
Yeah, sounds easy enough. Easy as eating Sit's pig pie.
Guess you've got it figured out then. Good. Hit him where it hurts. And his gut or his production lines ought to make do.
Okay. They just killed Clive.
Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whit about the method or the means, just the end.
What if I sabotage the factory instead?
Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery.
Sounds good.
It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
Okay. We'll handle that some other time. We'll stick a task at hand, which is going to
Now
the
there's a woman who knows what
site
she wants. I like her.
of the research drop.
She's fine. Well, so long as you ain't on her bad side. Then she's liable to drown you in the waterfall.
Yeah, I came up on this part, the blown bridge. This is where we have to investigate. There's a weapon. Hey, tall. Trail of blood leads away from the auto loader. I'm pretty much sure I've collected all this loot. So it says follow a trail of blood, I'm assuming. I didn't even see this over here. Oh, hidden hatch. Oh, fun! Booby traps. Not to mention, sounds like there's a bunch of creatures down here. Oh, jeez. I feel like I was even close to that. Get rid of some of these traps if I can. Doesn't appear like, can I disarm it? Not. How did I get rid of that other one? There's like two of them there. Are we okay? Take this stuff. Jeez, there's so many mines. I still got hit with that acid. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to jump on this. Okay. Oh, geez. You're still alive? Your friends aren't, though. How'd that happen? One gun and a bunch of bullets. We know who murdered his friends. He did. Okay, he emptied that bin, too. Oh, he took off. Clearly, he's guilty. He took off running. Take care of that one. Jeez, there's a lot. This guy's just watching me as I destroy his mines. Or is he trapped in there with... Oh, dude. Thank goodness you get plenty of health recovery in this game, because... It looks like that's the only direction we have left. You okay in here, sir?
Stay back. I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. How'd you get past my traps anyway?
Took a lot of work. I fired some off and I got murdered by some. Yeah, I've got the moves.
Just remember, I still got bullets, in case you get any funny ideas. What are you doing out here anyway?
Arthur, relax. We're talking here. That's all we're doing. We're just talking. Yeah, I could have Ellie do his wounds. That actually might increase my companionship, or I can do it. I'm just have Ellie.
I assume you mean patch him up, not make him bigger. Okay, hold still or this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, she is the medic.
Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last Spratwurst an hour ago.
Spratwurst? I have a bunch of Sprat if you want to make more. What's with all the traps?
Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for a spell. And the traps usually keep gawkers out.
Okay, what happened here? Actually, Catherine told me some of her carriers had gone missing out here.
Nice to know she cares. Catherine had us making drops for some big shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they are. Or were. The whole point of making drops in the middle of nowhere was to keep their identity and whereabouts a secret.
You think they're dead?
The Marauders knew we were coming. Rigged the bridge with explosives and everything. If they found us, my guess is they found the client too.
The Marauders at the facility is just west of here.
Sounds right. If you got the sand to go after him, I'm sure Catherine can reward you for your trouble. Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook just as soon as I've caught my breath.
Yeah. I am gonna loot what I can here, unless it's all stealing. Cartridges are not. Ammo's not. That's locked up tight. Fortunately, I do not have lockpicks. That. Hills. Anything else over here? Ooh, auto mag pistol. I already have one of these. I think maybe they level, so that might be better than what I have. I picked up a lot of rings too. I think that goes automatically into your junk. Okay, so we'll go at those Marauders. I'm hoping at the end of this we'll get the information we need about the corporation illegally running here. Okay, we actually were at this facility as well. This is where a guy got murdered. We kind of took care of some of the Marauders here, but there's got to be some others left. Most likely inside. I'm sure that's where we're going. Bard. Fabulous. Okay. I go up here. Is that going to tell me anything? Ooh, some loot. Yeah, oh, there we go. I'm gonna say there has to be a way in. Okay, everybody in here is super dead. But I am gonna take some time to loot. I actually thought there was more loot than there actually was. Finished looting. A marauder, huh? He's not even aware that we're here. Oh, jeez. Okay.
I see you. Don't mess with us.
He's got it handled. Prodiers took care of everything. Okay. The information that we need up here. I think it's behind the door, possibly behind this door. Must be marked research data. Okay, do we have to transfer the files to external tape? Is that what we have to do? Is UDL the illegal company? Maybe this is what we're looking for? Yeah, we are. Sweet. So UDL is the company. Okay. Okay, so we get the information. I kind of have a feeling, is this what we were supposed to do? For that guy anyway? This is part of the quest, obviously, but I thought that guy was sent us here. But I thought there was more loot. Okay, I'm gonna clear the loot up here as well. They don't have enough mags to open that, huh? This does 14. I literally picked up like 5 of them in this place. Where the heck are they going? Okay. I'm gonna worry about that later. I'm gonna loot. Okay, I did a final pass in here. I don't think there's any more loot. I think we got everything that is not nailed down. I did not get this over here. Yeah, it's still showing 14, and I just picked up another one. I should have at least. I'm not sure what the heck is going on there. Or is that skill, maybe? Awesome. Yeah, that is skill. I actually have -5 for my skill, so it's like I have a 19 in skill, which is still not enough, but apparently something that I'm wearing takes my skill down to 14. That's what that is. Okay, we're just going back to Sanjar. One second here, I'm confused. Okay, so the guy in the cave, or the tunnel, whatever that is, didn't really give us a quest. I must have been thinking of something else. We actually are done with this quest, so. This part of the quest for Unseen.
Thank you again for retrieving the bolt. It's every bit as complex as I'd heard, but I'm up to the challenge. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Okay, so I found the data cartridge with details of UDL's secret experiments.
Excellent timing on your part. I worked my fingers to nubs, but I've finally completed the Bolt 52 form. I dare say it will be my second greatest achievement after the Reformations.
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
So I am. Do you have this cartridge?
Yes, here you go.
I knew there was something going on. This is exactly the proof we need. The board will have to welcome us back now. I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll sit back and quietly wait for the board to respond.
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Thank God.
Suppose we'll have to see if Graham's able to do the same.
Believe me, you've got your work cut out for you there. Was there anything else?
That should do it. Okay, so I kind of figured that we were going to have to go through a bunch of hoops just to get this broadcast for one side taken care of. So we'll probably have to do the same for Graham, so we'll probably do that in the next episode. I'm gonna actually talk to her real quick because there's like I think possibly a quick quest with her.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Well, Grim asked me to check with you about his toss ball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Okay, thanks, I'll do that. I suppose we could quickly check this. I don't think it's going to be a huge quest. Where's this warehouse? Okay, looks like it's just over this way.
Velma seem out of sorts to you? She's always cranky.
This better not be a long, dragged-out thing, because it seemed like a pretty easy...
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid.
Just ask and...
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Lie. So Catherine said you'd shove you in a box and keep you running or yap like that? Take it easy, I'm just looking around.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief? What?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
Okay, let's come back. Eventually, you can't constrain a person's freedom.
I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
I'm here about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Man, Velma, you're making it hard on me. Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about money.
Damn right it is.
You still have the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
You're just giving Grimm's poster away, didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Surely we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
What's she offering? You can persuade her. I mean, I'm going to try and persuade her because that's why I put a bunch of persuasion anyway.
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
Okay, what do I have to do now? Oh, do I have to actually check in that guy? Okay.
Fine by me.
Can we come to an arrangement on Grimm's poster?
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
If it doesn't bribe it so I can get this done with. See here, take 878 bits for the time Grimm's wasted. He'll still pay for the poster.
Damn right he will. Hopefully that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon.
Okay, was this about your foreman?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
Pay him! Why just pay him more?
Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
I can talk to Caleb for you.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Ooh, sure.
I'm joking.
Oh, man.
Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
Hey, she's giving us, like, a lot of quests. He said Braxton had been stealing drugs.
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the stereobiotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Why do you turn him in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Yep, I'll talk later. Then we're about to talk about Caleb. When we actually do his quest. Let's go get this poster of Grim, then we'll call the episode good. We've been playing quite a bit. I did see the information on Outer Worlds 2, the direct. The game looks amazing. I cannot wait to play it. I have till October 29th to get this playthrough done.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
It's mine now.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
How many bits did you give me? I didn't see. Oh, man. Oh, 500? Not bad. I'm only out like 378, I think. But what I bribed her is 878, so not bad. Okay, well, I think I'm going to end the episode here. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope I have entertained you just a little bit. And if I did, I mean, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until then, folks, bring joy to the world, not hate. Have a great day. Bye.